Yes. Hey. All right. Okay. Yay. Hi, everyone. And we are live for our fifth session. So today it's chapter 5, live read along of Little Women. And we are reading tonight chapter 5. And if you don't know me, then I'm Lydie, and I've created this book club online, and I'm doing live read along on Instagram, and I'm doing them live. And you can find the replay of these lives on my YouTube channel as well, Lydie's Book Club. And if you really want to start reading in English and you want to practice your speaking skills while talking about books, and more specifically about the book that we are currently reading, then join the book club. This is all I have to say. And join our weekly live session on Zoom to be able to discuss the books, but also talk about readings. And you never know where the conversation will lead. And because with books and with the topics that are approached in books, there are so many topics, and we can actually start the conversation usually take a different direction than the talking simply about the book. So I guess this is how it goes. Hello, Ada, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight for our last session of the week. So today we are reading chapter 5. How are you? I'm glad that you're able to join today. Hello. And let me know. I hope that you had a nice day and that you are happy for the weekend. And yeah, so we'll see. We're going to wait a couple of minutes to see who else is joining on this Friday evening. Are you well too? Yes, I am well. Yeah, very excited about the weekend as well. And a very good day. Good. Nice. Nice. That's great. Let me know, are you, I can't remember, you're studying, are you a student or you working? Let me know if, what do you do in for work? What is it that what you do? If you're a student, or if you are actually working in a very different kind of field than literature and English literature. It's nice to sometimes have something. Okay, you don't work now. Okay, that's the advantage of not working at the moment, is that you have time to listen to some readings and to do some reading. That's nice. Hello, Katie. Welcome. How are you today? I hope you had a nice day. Ada, we're saying, I'm raising my kids. Oh, I see. Okay. That's big job. Raising kids is really work. How many kids do you have, Ada? It's I'm happy, Katie, that you had a nice day. Great. Yeah, and and kids, it's definitely work. How many do you have? Let me know, because it's not always easy. We were actually talking about this with Katie, who also has children, and it's not easy to balance everything. I'm trying to find time for English, reading, listening. Yeah, it's not easy. And Katie as well is in the same situation. Oh, hi, Nika. Welcome to the live. How are you? I hope you had a nice day too. It seems like Katie and Hada had a nice day too. I have two kids, two girls. Oh, girls are amazing. I love girls. uh, nice. Good to see you too. Thank you for joining today again. And be ready to read chapter 5. Yeah, I don't have kids myself, but I have a little niece. And she's so sweet, and she's always, Lindsay, can you teach me English? Can you teach me English? It's been a while. She's so sweet. Yes, raising kids is a very difficult job. Yes, it is, definitely. And it takes time, and a lot of attention as well. They want to show you this and that. And when you want to do something for yourself, you're like, close the door and leave me, leave me, let me have my me, my me time, not me too, my me time moment. And I hope that this live read along is a little me time for you. Patience, yeah, attention time, and yeah, attention seekers. Yeah, and think everything. Yeah, you have to think about everything, about the house, about not forgetting to pick up the kids from school, and or taking them to school, or other extra activities as well. It's yeah, it's definitely work. Ah, anyway, Nika, let me know, are you, I can't remember yesterday, no, was it yesterday? Yeah, we had a conversation yesterday. If you are a student, or do you work? Are you someone that is working? And let me know, what do you do? That would be nice to hear. What you do, and it's so different. Yeah, we all have so many. It's not always easy to have something on the side. You're a student. Oh, okay. In English literature? Are you studying English? That's nice. Yeah, I remember when I was living in the UK, and I was teaching French over there as a foreign language, and a little bit of German as well. And I wanted to finish my master's degree in education. And I had applied for this. I wanted to pursue my master's, and I applied. Um, I'm sorry, I did the application and everything. And then for 2 years, I was a part-time student, and it was the first year was, oh no, it was work. It was actually work, a lot of work. We had assignments, as they as they call it in English, when you have to do research and type, I don't know, 5,000 words on a piece of work, on a topic, and you have to do a lot of research, and submit your assignment, like a big, long essay. So I remember for those 2 years, I was working as well at my school. And when I was coming home, I would do those live sessions on Microsoft Teams and stuff like that. And I was falling asleep as the person was doing the present, as the teacher was doing his or her presentation. And he was tough. Wow. But in the end, the second year, actually, the first year was tough, and it was during COVID, and I felt quite isolated as well. But the second year, it was my master thesis that I had to work on, and actually, it was a lot of work too. Thank you. But it was only one body of work. It wasn't because I think over the first year I had to do two assignments, and there were not topics that I had that I chose. So it was about some stuff like literary, some social sciences kind of stuff, and it wasn't really my cup of tea. But the second year was so much nicer, it was so much better. It was a lot of work, but it was great because I was working on something that I really enjoyed, and it was about teaching languages with authentic materials, that's not authentic materials, but I wanted to teach. So I used children's books to teach English, and also to bring awareness on the environmental issues. So that was the sort of research topic that I did. And yeah, it's challenging. That's definitely it. Yeah. So and now I feel like I'm always doing something on the side, because now I'm teaching as well, but I'm teaching English now because I'm back in France, and now I teach English. Oh, thank you. And now I teach English, and I've started this book club. Last year I was doing a sort of a book club, but for a storytelling workshop for kids. But I wasn't doing it online really. It was something that I was doing in libraries. And but then I wanted to shift and do something online. It was a long way. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like I've lived 9 lives or something. I don't know if you have the same feeling as well, having when you, because I moved to different places. I lived at some point I lived in Paris, and then I moved to London, and it feels, and now I'm back to where I come from. So in Bordeaux, it's the southwest region of France. So this is the capital city of that region of the southwest of France. And it really feels like I had 9 lives like cats. It's funny. It's interesting to see at different stage of your life where you at and how you change. And so it's, and all the different kind of setting that you are in. When you live in a big city, it's so different that when you live in a small village. And when you live abroad also, it's such an amazing experience. It's a challenge, definitely. I don't know if you've let me know if you had. I know, Katie, that you're living in a different country that you come from, but I don't know if you have lived in a different place or a different country for a time, because it's amazing, but it's also a challenge, and it's not always easy when you don't have your family next to you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. That's a nice expression that I like in English. It's a double-edged sword. So you have the sword, like something that you fight with, a sword, and it's double-edged. There are two sides, yeah, of it. I forgot to read. No, I'm preparing myself for studying medicine. Oh, but I love studying languages. Oh, nice. And definitely, I'm sure that studying languages on the side with with medicine studies might be very useful. It depends whatever you want to do in the future. But if you want to work in a different in other country or war zones or if you want to work in a war zone, uh, definitely being able to speak different languages is an advantage. But it's frightening working in the war zone. But also, if I see that in France, there are a lot of foreigners, and sometimes people don't speak French. So it's a real advantage if you're able to speak another language, no matter the job that you do. It's always going to be valuable to you, especially if you love languages. If languages is a struggle for you, if you're not really into it, then, well, I guess this is don't don't go there. But I think that and also the fact that when someone is able to speak two languages, I think there is an open-mindedness about this person, because when you are immersed or when you know two different cultures, you're capable of, it shows that you're interested in someone else's culture. And I think that it's it can only be something positive, and it's also it also shows that you are someone that is open-minded and open to the world, and that you're someone that is ready to make mistakes, and but you're also ready to learn, and to learn about the language, but to learn about someone else's culture. And that is, so you will see the difference between someone who's never been abroad, or this is what I've noticed traveling in when I've been abroad, is this: you really see the difference between people who never have left their country and don't really speak another language or just some little words, and others who have been abroad, who knows someone that knows another language. Then you can connect on so many levels, and it's so interesting when you meet people like that. Well, let me catch up. You have passed on. Yeah, that's very. When I think of my past life, I feel as well as you. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that you can relate, Ada. Hello, you go. Uh, Living abroad is very exciting, but also beautiful. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's definitely an opportunity for you to meet new people, people that you never meet in your country, and discover new landscape and places. I really think about work abroad. Ah, that's great. I really hope for you that you will be able to work abroad or have an opportunity to work abroad. I think that it is a big experience to have that opportunity to learn new cultures and countries. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, okay, let's stop chatting around and let's get down to our main business of the day and start reading chapter 5. So just to quickly recap, we have been reading so chapter 1 to 4. So we got to know those 4 March sisters. They are very busy at work or at home. They have to look after their mother and also bring some money into the house to so that they are able to live and yes and pay what they have to and all the expenses that they have. So it's chapter 1 is on Christmas Eve, and they're buying they decide to buy little presents for their mother and stop being selfish, and they really want to make their mother happy. In chapter 2, it's Christmas Day. So on that day, they decide to share their breakfast with this poor mother and her children who are really starving, and they really they're not really having a nice Christmas. So the sisters, so the mother of the 4 sisters ask her daughters if they would be happy to share their breakfast, and they all, of course, decide to join their mother and bring the food to this mother. And after that, later in the day, they decide to do this play. I don't know if you remember. So the March girls are very creative and they like to have fun and laugh. So they have decided to dress up and make this little play in front of those little girls. And also, yeah, they're mainly girls. So they're probably girls from the neighborhood or from the village. And in chapter 3, we get to know a little bit more about it's about the party. So Meg and Jo, the eldest sisters, are invited to their friend Sally Gardiner. They're invited to the New Year's Eve party, and there Meg is going to twist her ankle, or she's gonna hurt her foot because she's dancing too much, and she really gonna hurt herself. So she's going to stop. She will have to go home. So she tells Jo that she hurt herself, and Laurie is kindly sharing his carriage. I don't know if you remember the word carriage, which is this mode of transportation in the 18th century. The carriage is really, and it's something that only rich people have. Otherwise, you just go by foot or on a horseback. So horseback means that you're riding the horse yourself. So it's much cheaper, but it's the March girls are going by foot, or I don't know how they went to how did they go to the party. I don't know, it doesn't say. But anyway, it's only rich people who can afford to have a carriage. So Laurie is going to take the girls and bring them back home, so they can so Meg can rest. In chapter 4, the house next door is where we get to know a little bit more about Laurie, the Laurence boy. He is ill in this chapter, and Joe is going to offer to stay with to come and visit him to keep him company because he's ill, is alone, and he has to stay home. So she will come and visit him, and there he is going to start playing the piano here because he likes playing the piano, but his grandfather here doesn't like when he plays piano, because we learn that his parents, so his mother was Italian and she was a musician, but apparently she didn't get along with her father-in-law for some reason. We don't know. He didn't like his mother. So and then we learn that Laurie's parents are dead, and now his grandfather is looking after him. So we don't know how they died. It doesn't say. I never saw them. No, he was born in it, but his parents died when he was a child. We don't know much about the circumstances, so how his parents died. So that was the little recap, and now it's chapter 5. Let's go. A surprise for Beth. So Beth is the third sister. Okay, so you've got Joe. I'm going to start from the eldest to the youngest. So you've got Meg, she's 16, Joe, 15, then Beth, and then little Amy. Beth is probably 14. Let me check. Beth is, how old is she? 13, and Amy, 12. Yeah. Okay, so that's Beth. And she's quite shy. Laurie and the 4 girls were soon great friends. Mr. Brooke complained to the old gentleman that his student, Mr. Brooke is, do you remember who is Mr. Brooke? Little test here. So Mr. Brooke is I don't know if you remember, is the tutor. He is the tutor of Laurie. So Mr. Brooke complained to the old gentleman that his student was always running across to see the marches. Let him have a bit of holiday, said Mr. Laurence. He can catch up with his studies later. So it seems like Mr. Laurence is now a little bit more soft. What good times they had! Writing and acting plays, happy evenings at the marches, and little parties at the big house. Only Beth was too shy to go there. When Mr. Laurence heard about Beth's shyness, he came to have tea with their mother one day and began to talk about music and great singers he had heard. Beth found it impossible to stay in her corner and came to listen. Laurie hasn't much time for his music, Mr. Laurence told Mrs. March. So the piano is not used very often. Would any of your girls like to play it sometimes? They needn't see or speak to anyone, and I'll be in my study. They got up to go, but if they don't want to come, at this moment, a little hand touched his own. It was Beth. I want to come, she said, her voice shaking. Very much. Oh, no, very much. Sorry, that's still Beth. Very much. You the musical girl? Said Mr. Laurence gently. I'm Beth. Yes, I love music, and I shall come. The next day, Beth waited until the old and young gentlemen both went out. Then she ran across to the big house and found her way to the room with the beautiful piano. As soon as she began to play, she forgot her fears immediately in the delight which the music gave her. After that, Beth went every day. She never knew that Mr. Laurence often opened his study door to hear her playing, or that Laurie stood in the hall to keep the servants away from the shy little girl. But she was so grateful that she asked her mother and sisters to help her make the old gentleman a pair of slippers. After several days' careful sewing, the slippers were finished. Slippers, if you remember, it's the word for the inside shoes, you know. Where was I? After several days' careful sewing, the slippers were finished. Then Beth wrote a short letter, and with Laurie's help, left it with the slippers in the old man's study one morning before he was up. The next day, Beth went out for a walk, and when she came back, the others were waiting for her. Here's a letter for you, Beth, they called out. Come and read it. She hurried to the house, and they took her into the front room. Look there, everyone was saying at once. Beth looked and got the biggest surprise of her life. For there stood a lovely little piano with a letter on the top of it, addressed to Miss Elizabeth March. So Elizabeth is the full name. Yeah. You read it, Joe. Sorry, so that's Beth who's talking. You read it, Joe, whispered Beth. I can't. So Joe opened the letter and began to read. Oh, it's a short chapter. Dear Miss March, she read, I have had many pairs of slippers, but none which have pleased me so much as yours. I should like to thank you for your kindness by sending you something that once belonged to my little granddaughter, who died. With many thanks, I am your good friend, James Laurence. Jo put an arm around her sister. Now try it, Beth, she said. Beth sat down and began to play, and everyone thought it was the most perfect piano they had ever heard. You have to go and thank him, said Jo, with a smile, knowing that Beth was much too shy to do anything like that. But Beth surprised them all. "I'll do it at once," she said bravely. And away she walked, through the garden and into the big house next door. She went up to the old gentleman's study and knocked on the door. "Come in," said Mr. Laurence. Beth went in. "I came to say thank you, sir," she began in her quiet little voice. But he looked so friendly that she ran and put both her arms around his neck and kissed him. The old gentleman was so surprised that he nearly fell off his chair. But he was very pleased indeed by that shy little kiss, and soon the two of them were talking like old friends. Later, he walked home with Beth. The girls, watching with great interest the window, could not believe their eyes. "Well," Meg said, I do believe the world is coming to an end." Oh, okay. So what's let me check. I missed something. And sooner than they were talking. The girls. Ah, okay. Okay, sorry. No. So the girls are watching with great interest from the window, could not believe their eyes. Yeah. Well, Meg said, I do believe the world is coming to an end. Okay. So that's a nice, so this is the end. This is the end of chapter 5. It was a very short chapter here. So let me know what you think about this little chapter. It's so sweet how Miss Laurence, how he thanks her for the little slippers, and how thankful and how kind he is to offer his piano for Beth to play in the first at the start, and then he offers her the piano. It's really beautiful to see how this old man is paying attention, and how he cares about those little girls, and especially Beth. And it's very subtle the way that he offers to Mrs. March he offers his piano for someone to play, or the way that you say, oh, I have a big piano, but no, Laurie doesn't play that much, and no one is using it. So do you think that someone will be happy to use it? I don't, or he's saying, I don't know what he's saying, but he's I think like I don't know. Yeah. Would any of your girls would like to play it sometimes? Yeah. So it's so sweet that then this is at that point that Beth is actually very interested to support a person. Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice way to kind of not directly say, it doesn't address himself straight away to Beth. It's interesting to see that he's waiting to see if she's going to react, or if there's going to be a reaction from her when he's going to talk about the piano. So it's very clever from him to approach that, to offer it like that, because this way you can really see the interest from Beth, and she is going to put herself forward to play the piano, and to accept is offered, and take the opportunity, take the chance to that is presented to you like that. So it's very very clever the way he does it. Clever? Oh, clever, yes, like that. It means intelligent. So for intelligent, you've got clever and smart as well. So clever, intelligent, smart. There are synonyms. Yeah. So now you have another word. You know another word to say intelligent. It's yeah, it's a nice way. It's nice to know there is also this way to talk about being intelligent, because sometimes intelligent is a little bit, you know, it's a long word, and clever, it's quick and smart as well. It's smart is usually, you're probably more familiar with smart because it's very often used with technology. Smartphone, smart, the car is smart. It exists as well. Smart, what else? Smart cities, smart cities, you know, cities that are connected, or I don't know, not cities, but yeah, or smart home, we say as well, to talk when you have a house that is smart home. Yes, a smart home means that you have a house that is fully connected. So it means that you can control your lights, your heating, your, I don't know, everything in the house is connected with your phone, basically. Smart home, smartphone. Clever is new for me. Okay, that's great. Nice new word. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's there's so many meaning for smart as well. So yeah, that was about chapter 5. It was a very short chapter, so we will see what's next with our little girls. Oh, it seems like chapter 6 is about Amy, the youngest. Amy in trouble. Okay, so we'll see what happens in chapter 6. We will read chapter 6 on Monday. So we're gonna have a little break this for the weekend. We will read, we'll start again the live reading on Monday and the whole week. So next week we will read chapter 6 to 11, if my memory is good. No, 6 to 10, sorry, 6 to 10. So that's going to be next week. And tomorrow, Katie, are you joining me tomorrow morning for our weekly virtual session on Zoom? So the difference with my live readings here, so first of all, my virtual meetups are on once a week, and they are on Zoom. And during that virtual meetup, it is mainly for you the opportunity to speak in English. So because here you can write, and I'm glad you're learning new words, but a language needs to be spoken, and I would love to be able to hear you speak in English and help you practice your English. So this is why the weekly meetup is happening once a week, and it is the moment where you will be able to practice your speaking skills. And let me more about what you think about the book and what all the ideas that you have and that we don't necessarily have the time to discuss on the live reading here. So I will wait. I will waiting anxious to listen to you. I will wait anxiously to listen to you. You mean that you're going to be very anxious about, or you're going to be sad? Nika, let me know what you mean by I will wait anxiously. You're going to be to listen patiently? No. Are you excited about? Yay, I'm looking forward to meet you, to see you again, Katie. Excited to discuss. I want to know what you think about this story so far. Um, so I guess, Nika, you were excited. Hello, Raphael. And Melissa, hello. Nika, you probably wanted to say that you were excited about the listening. Okay, excited. Not the same feeling. Anxious is very the opposite. Okay, that's nice. I'm happy that you're excited as well to join on Monday. Yay. Okay, so it was lovely to talk to you again tonight and have a little chat, getting to know you. It's so sweet. I'm so glad that now there is even more people joining the live readings. And hopefully, some point you'll be able to join the book club too. So I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or end of your night. And I will see you on Monday for the next live read along. And for Katie, that's going to be tomorrow. Bye bye. Ciao. Ciao. Bye bye.